We are all familiar with computer technology, aren't we?
Some of us.
And terminology as well.
Most of it.
All things like cookies and download, clear cache, do not filter results, alt, control, delete, clear history. And these days, most of us know that social media can benefit our personal and professional lives in a huge way. But keeping up to date on all things social can equally present big challenges to businesses and busybodies alike.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, and there I'm still thinking LOL was lots of love rather than laugh out loud, really. So how on earth do you make it work for you? Help us at hand at Alexander McNabb.
Oh, what you did there. Nice.
I did that. I did it.
See what you're doing there. Nice.
And Alexander, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's funny because just last week we were talking about networking and the importance of it. And the different social media sites that we have today definitely has made this interaction a lot easier. Not just for staying connected with our peers, but also when it comes to promoting your business on a much bigger platform. What is the reason social media has risen in popularity so much, especially in the last few years?
I think really because it just taps into that most basic of human needs, and that's to be with other people, to be social. And the nature of the internet, that interconnectedness means that we're now infinitely interconnectable. So we can chat to people, share with people, join in with people. And so we've just taken our activity and online's allowed that. It's just that infinite network is out there. So we can get an audience when we show off. We can have a tantrum and people listen to us. And importantly these days now, we've got a voice. We've got a voice we didn't used to have. You can see that in Istanbul. You can see that when somebody's unhappy with their bank or another service or a hotel. I was just chatting with the guys from Anantara about TripAdvisor. And every hotel in the world now actually cares about what's said on TripAdvisor. That means the consumer can actually have a voice. What did you used to do before? You used to write the newspaper, and if they liked your letter, they published on the letters page. But you had no recourse really to sort of the public, and now people do. So today's consumer, connected consumers, are infinitely more powerful than they used to be.
Ignore social media at your peril these days. I think that is one of the messages. But when it actually comes to conducting that social media, be it through a personal product, personal marketing, be it through a small business or a product you want to get out there, is it all about me, 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 me?
No, absolutely not. And of course that's one of the first mistakes, especially businesses can make, the broadcasting sort of ad messages and treating it like it was the old form of advertising. And it's not. It's this whole idea that it's about a conversation, that you have to listen to consumers and actually engage with them intelligently, because that's what people expect of you nowadays. If your brand is there on Twitter and I say, loved your, I don't know, hotel, you expect somebody there to be answering, and for that to be genuine and the voice of the hotel, not just somebody screaming about asparagus promotions all the time. So yeah, we have that expectation, and brands that are succeeding now are the brands that actually understand that are resourcing these things and are using them intelligently, creating good content, stuff that we're interested in, having conversations we're interested in having, and they can succeed. And it's very, very easy to get caught in shouting out slogans, or even worse these days, just asking pointless questions all the time. The brand saying, what's your favourite colour? It's blue, so what's your favourite colour? It's blue, what's your favourite colour? It's blue. Very quickly people get fed up with that, and we know you don't care about the answer, you're just asking questions because you believe that is engagement, and it's not. People actually need more than that from brands. And in many ways, it's actually problematic. It means you have to invest in new ways, invest in new resources in your marketing.
So is that having an objective? You have to have an objective, do you?
You have to have an objective. Why are you doing it? What are you going to try and achieve by doing it? The first step is always listening. You've got to listen to what people are saying. It's like when you join the kitchen at a party, you don't just start screaming about steak because, well, the kitchen might be full of vegetarians. You stop and look and listen. And you typically join the conversation in the kitchen at a party by giving forwards, by saying, actually, that's interesting. I had an experience like that myself. You're actually giving to the conversation. You're just taking all the time, and you're not just showing off all the time. And so using these media are just like that, because we're not there actually to talk to brands. I'm not there because I want a paint company to be talking to me. So a paint company had better find a good reason to talk to me and be interesting to talk to. And then you sort of let them into your life. And suddenly, you're in that powerful world of permission-based marketing. I've given you permission to talk to me and be in my life. And that's where a brand wants to be. That's why they spend all those millions and millions of dollars on football games and all the other things that brands typically in the past used to do to get hold of us disruptively. only now they can't be disruptive. So in your personal brand, in your small business, those rules apply just as much. It's about a respectful communication, a respectful engagement, and ideally an intelligent conversation with your consumers, your customers.
Now, I mean, it's a fact that news travels faster through social media than any other source, and it's also a good way to catch up on news that you might have missed through traditional mediums as well. Now, whether it's an update on a friend's health or what's new in the business market, it definitely, there's a lot of dependence on social media in this day and age. How important is it to build a good social network so that you're promising enough for the people out there to be reliant on you?
Well, if you're a small company, for instance, yeah, there's a huge importance there, and it's something that you do need to invest time and effort and resources and even money on. People think of social media as free. It really isn't. You know, in the employed time you spend on it, there's actually a cost attached to that. In terms of personally, then really I think you just want to be on there to enjoy yourself or get something out of it you otherwise wouldn't get. And it is very easy to get sucked down into it personally. It can be a time suck, and I think one of the questions that people should ask themselves constantly is, am I really investing in this and getting something back? Is this making me happier? Am I gaining from this? If not, could I be better off served sitting under a tree or playing football? And there's a case for doing both these days.
At the same time, maybe. Who knows?
Right, Alexander, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Well, this is definitely a huge subject, and we'll definitely get you back on the show to discuss this further. For more information on everything that we've discussed, do log on to our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/Studio One Live.